Are we here? Yes. Hello. Welcome to another episode of TMI Thursday. I am your host, Tonk Seven. I am cuddled away in my humble abode here in the greater Pacific Northwest area of the whole contiguous United States. Would you believe it or not? For 4 seasons now. Not like the hotel. We're talking years here, okay? This is season 4 of TMI Thursday. It's 2 seasons of TMI Thursday, and it was 2 seasons TMI Tuesday. But I'm glad to be back. It's been a very busy year. We've had some really cool things happen, right?
Am I right, bitches?
I don't know where Thor came from, but it's been a long year. It's been a busy year. I hope everyone's doing well. I think Easter's almost here. Pretty sure. I always get confused when Easter happens at this time of year. I always forget, but you always get a reminder, right? So new beginnings and new seasons, right? Season 4. Oh yeah. And so I'm gonna try to do 1 to 2 episodes a month for right now, at least. And then, maybe once the NBA is in the playoffs and we have more football action going on, might have more to talk about. But it's like the lazy time of the year when it comes to like super fan sports, I guess. So just gonna have to spread it out, like some PB&J. You know what I'm saying? Shake money. Let's run it. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. What's today? It's April 10th, 2025, season 4. Cap started this podcast, the TFTG podcast. What was that? December 2021. And then we got my show, like an actual show of mine, once we figured out what we wanted to do, I don't know, by like March, April 2022, even earlier than that, because I was doing it before my grandfather moved in with me. So I've been putting in work. Just like how much work we need to put in trading Tyreek Hill. Because I've been saying it for a while now. And I don't need to say it no more. It spoke for itself. So, Shake, where you at?
What's good, homie?
Go Gators.
Hell yeah.
Go Gators. Look at this. I brought out something special for y'all. I've had this pillow since 2005. Okay? Or at least 2000. I'm pretty sure 2005. Might have been 2006, but I know it was in the same house. So, and that was a long ass time ago. You know what I'm saying?
I remember I was in the comment section when it was you in color.
It's finally we have so the Bucks won before this podcast started, so we haven't really had like a championship in Florida for the most part since
the Panthers.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about hockey. And then didn't the Lightning win after?
Yeah, Lightning won, of course. Lightning won back to back. They won 3 championships, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I don't know. I just forget about hockey. I just do. I don't mean to. I've been to hockey games. I'll go to them, but I just.
What's funny is Tampa Bay had 3, and that year had 3 major sports play in championships: the Rays, the Lightning, and
the Bucks.
The Bucks, Rays, Lightning, and Bucks, Rays, Lightning. And
Florida's got.
Rays is the only one who didn't win the championship.
Yeah, it was all right there in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they were calling it Champa Bay.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Like when the Bucks won a Super Bowl, right there in Tampa, I was like, St. Petersburg is going crazy right now. It was probably more fun to be in St. Pete than Tampa. It's because I don't know. It's funny about that, and it reminds me of when the Gators were playing in Miami for the national championship in 2008 season. They opened up the stadium to watch the game at the stadium, and they interviewed some people. They're like, would you rather be here or at the game in Miami? They're like, no, we've got to be here.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's Gators though. 3-3, 3 national championship football, 3 national championships baseball. And how many for baseball? 3 basketball, 3 football, and 1 baseball.
Jackson, what's going on, my
man? But have we won it? I mean, women's. We've got to have definitely some women's teams that have won.
Yeah.
But now we're the most decorated in Florida in college.
Yeah, the Triple Crown, they call it.
Yep. This is how it goes. That's the one time when not everybody has so much to say. When we talk about the Dolphins, people always got something to say about the Dolphins, but people don't really got that much to say about the Gators. You know what I'm saying? Just is what it is. Can't deny it. Like, fabulous. So what's the first topic anyways?
Okay, let's get into it, man. Glad you asked.
Water, not beer or alcohol.
Yes.
Especially when you have sports events like the WNBA.
Hell yes.
And and go Gators. So this head coach I think this is his third season.
I think so.
I didn't know much about him, and it's nice to see that they finally built a team and got a coach in there that could bring him to a championship. The coach I don't know how old he is, but he looks young. He looks young. So if he can motivate players, it'll be unlimited.
Well, here, check this out. I'm
We
looking
might
at
run
it
it
right
back
now.
next year. I mean, we might run it back next year. The last time we won a championship, we won a second one in a row. If we have the same players. Michael K won't know what to do. He'd be like, Sarah, what? Syracuse? Excuse Syracuse? Ain't happening. Ain't happening. Ain't no Josh Allen playing at Syracuse. You should go hit the portal and try to get Arch Manning. Go for it. Syracuse, go after Arch Manning. There you go. You can have that, Michael K. You can have that. Thanks for everyone in the comments.
Yeah.
Greg Salsa, so that symbol, that means you're a member. Raphael, thank you for your service, sir. Nice to see you again. Scott Jackson, what's up? Not some of these people, Nightmare. I don't know. These are, I think those are new to my show. Thank you for being here. It's been a while since I've been able to come on screen and be presentive. So it's nice to see my regulars in here. I got regulars. I'm like a freaking bar. I'm like Cheers bar. Because it's all sorts of sports fans in my bar. So it's like Applebee's or Cheers or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know what I'm saying? The cool bar, water, not beer, alcohol bar.
Yeah.
WNBA bar. WNBR. AR. WNBAR. Yeah. WNBAR. You know what I'm saying? Alex Jones type. But I mean, if we keep the same players, then we're running it back next year. Because it's not that, I mean, they just the way that coach keeps them engaged, where they were down in the past 2 games and they only lost, I think, 4 games this season. So that's really, really good. I mean, that's a really good season. And the SEC isn't too stacked in basketball, but it's definitely competitive. I mean, Alabama was just not too long ago. Didn't they? They came close, I think, or didn't they win not too long ago? Tennessee is Kentucky. I mean, we have to play Kentucky every season. Kansas, I think we play Kansas. Now we're in the SEC, so Oklahoma, Texas.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
By the way, the Gators have 42 national championships with all their teams. They got they got men's basketball, football, men's golf, women's golf, gymnastics, soccer, softball, men's swimming,
gymnastics. Swimming
tennis,
too.
Women's tennis, men indoor track and field, and women's track and field.
Look at that, 42. That is outstanding.
With all the sports.
Yeah, right. That's dope. 42. What's his name? Who was the baseball player? Jackie Robinson. 42.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know what you call it. Foley had a lot to do with it. I forgot his name is something Foley. He was the athletic director during the Tebow era. He brought in a lot of championships within the club.
Yeah, and he's in charge of basketball and stuff too.
Yeah, he was the athletic director.
Damn, that's like what's his name for the Yankees? Whatever that executive was, or the executive for the Red Sox. Yeah, I mean, the Gators have done it before. They're a team that can do it. Or they can win multiple championships in a row. Basketball is not that hard to do it if you keep the same players. And they got some big players. The tallest player in the tournament was on the Gators.
His name was Jeremy
tallest
Foley.
Player. And they play. See, it's just that they play so well as a team that they can be down and come back right at the end. They keep the game close and they don't need to just blow you out. They play you real close, and I mean the head coach is just a great head coach. So I'm gonna definitely be trying to watch them next season as much as I can.
So his name was Jeremy Foley, and he served from 92 to 2016. And as a matter of fact, one of the they tried to get Spurrier to come back to the Gators, but he wanted to be athletic director, and they're like, no way, we're not getting rid of Foley. Sorry, we want you back, but we don't want you back that bad. He wanted to be, because he knew the Gators knew if he was going to become athletic director, who was going to get favoritism.
I don't know the football.
Football team? Steve Spurrier wanted to come back.
Right. I understand what you. Yeah, so yeah, I guess the football team, but I don't know. I mean, you think that's? I mean, I don't know. If he can be, he can't help but be biased.
So, but
I don't know. I mean,
like I said,
but think about it like this. He went and played in another league as a head coach. The Alliance AAF, American Alliance Football, in 2019. He had the Orlando team. They went undefeated.
Yeah, Orlando Apollos, I know.
So he is obviously still good enough to make something happen.
Yeah, but you're talking about a subpar football.
But still, though. I mean, that's to go undefeated. I mean, I don't know. I think it's credible. I think it's credible. Absolutely. He still knows. You know, I mean, obviously, he still knows how to. I mean,
I agree with you on the football side, but what about basketball? What about hockey? Those.
I mean, I don't know. It's. I mean, if someone, I mean, but think about it for yours. Like, he has to know, because I don't know. He was such a good player at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was. But being a GM is he's kind of like a GM of the whole athletic program, and not just football. Athletic director encompasses every sport that and that's a tall task, man. That's not easy.
That's a very tall task.
You got to find coaches in all those sports, and it's
it's nice. So it's nice to have a win. It's been a while since we won.
And think about that.
But see, we've been to the national championship, I think, 2 other times. I know at least one other time we lost to UConn, and another time we were in the Final Four and we lost to UConn. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure I want to say we won. We were there again, but I know it was at least twice we were in the Final Four, and one of those times we were in the national championship. Mm-hmm. So we've been there a couple times. And the fact that we beat UConn along the way, they knew. I mean, maybe because that was a big win in my opinion. Because they beat us twice in the past 2 times we saw them. So
yeah.
Like when they won, I was like, yo, this team is for real. Like, regardless of how good or not UConn is, it's just that's who's been beating us.
Well, UConn is a good basketball program.
Absolutely. They just won again in the women's. Mm-hmm. Gino Auriemma. And you know what's awesome? Was when my grandfather lived out here, I took him to the Sweet 16 here at the Kraken Arena, and one of the teams that played in the Sweet 16 was UConn. So, and I brought my binoculars, so I got to see him like standing there. It was cool. I mean, that's a legendary head coach. You can't say anything less than that. I think he has 11 championships or something like that. Crazy legendary.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited for next season.
For sure.
I'm
Yeah,
super
especially
excited.
with football.
I'm
Hopefully,
super excited. Football, I'll take a win where we can get one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's I feel you.
I was like, yes.
DJ Legway is doing good, but now that they got film on him, let's see what they could do with the,
our quarterback.
Yeah. I think he gives us the best chance to win some games.
Yes, everyone hit the like button. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone in the comments. So what's the next topic? Dun 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 dun. Just like I said, he's a clown, a clown, a clown. Dun dun. Like regardless of what happened, okay, he's a clown. Because all this little stupid ass shit that happens, even getting arrested is not something little, but it all shows that he's a clown who wants a lot of money. Like when he left Kansas City, I thought it was the weirdest thing. You couldn't pay me to leave that team. Was crazy, and the way people say is that they let him go. They wanted him to leave. They wouldn't sign him, or he wouldn't take the money that they offered him. And it's like, I see why. So he's helped the team out. Yes, he has, but he hasn't really helped the team out. He's made us win some games, helped us win some games, but that's it. That's all he's done. He hasn't really helped us get to the next level, I don't think, at all. And he's been a very big distraction. And I've had a lot of pushback for that opinion. And I believed it the entire time. I didn't even like when the Dolphins signed him. I just didn't feel like he was actually going to be what the team needs to win. Besides him being able to catch the ball. Because he can catch the ball, but that's in my opinion the most he's good for. He's not good for anything else because there's so many distractions and so many terrible things that are going on. And I don't like to judge someone because nobody's perfect, but if there's a way to do things and there's a way to not do them. And it's clear to me why Kansas City let him go. 100%. I don't know. It's just like things like this don't happen if shit isn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbors aren't calling the cops on me for smashing their windows because I'm not doing it. No one's reporting me for doing shit because I'm not fucking doing it. So like if multiple people were reporting me for doing something like in the recent half a year, 1 year, well then you're obviously doing something. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you going to have accountability for yourself or not? Like, dude, I don't know. I think he acts like a clown. He's immature. And like, that's bad for business. Like, the best ability is availability. Like, I remember after he injured his knee, he was out there doing a backflip in the end zone. Mm-hmm. Or hurt his ankle or something. It's like, dude, take shit seriously, man. Take shit seriously, please. Just take shit seriously, dude. I don't know. I'm like, We don't need this, Dolphins. We don't need this, Dolphins. We don't need this. We're already talking about a partial tank. So we're dealing with potentially a partial tank because we're trying to set up for the next quarterback. But, dude, you could fit in with that, Tyreek, if you weren't clowning around. Zach Wilson could definitely throw the ball to you. So quit clowning around. What's his name in South Park? The guy in the shot closet. Quit clowning around. No, quit screwing around. Quit screwing around. And the one kid, he was playing with the sander and he accidentally sanded his entire face, so it was just blank. Tyreek, put the sander down, homie. Let's go to football class. 101. Day 1. Don't screw around. That's all you got to do. So, and thank you, Joe. Yes, exactly. I don't like to say that. I'm saying that is because that's what other fellows on this network have been saying, that it's going to be a tank. And people have jumped on those group calls or when they open up the forum and have people come in and talk. I'm not going to name names because I forget. I don't pay attention enough to remember who goes on other shows that I'm on. Like when Shake has
Insomnia,
Drive Time, whatever. And it's fine. But I'm saying everybody comes on and says the same thing, that they're tanking. I don't think they are. I think that they're saying, Tua, you have competition now, so you need to get it in gear. And if you don't, we're benching you. And if you can't make good with the players that we have on the field, we're benching you. That's what I think is happening. That is no tank to me, because Ali even said it, that the players that they're getting and the things that they're doing are going to be good for Zach Wilson. Well, Zach Wilson is the quarterback. So if both players can't win with this team, well, then we're going to find out which one can or can't, obviously. So I'm thinking by game 5 or game 6, if we don't have a good record or something like that, they're benching Tua. Whose fault is it? We'll see. Hopefully it's him getting benched and not for another reason he's out. But what if he's out for another reason? Now we potentially maybe have a good quarterback. Possibly. I don't know. But I don't think that they're tanking. I think the Dolphins – so I've never paid this much attention. But being on this podcast, especially with Cap and stuff and everything everybody talks about on here, I'm just more in tune with what the Dolphins are doing. What was I going to say? But I think that they're trying to win as much as they can now, but they have a plan to win if what is now not working. In my opinion, that's not tanking. It's a change, but all change, real change is difficult. It might be tanking your self-esteem because you're going through a change or tanking, I don't know. I don't know. But the tank is for good. It's a sacrifice. That's what I'm trying to say. The tank isn't a tank. It's a sacrifice. There's a difference. So that's not tanking. Tanking is, I don't know. I honestly, I don't like that term, because when I played sports, that term would have never crossed my mind until somebody said it to me, because I would never imagine trying to not win. I can't physically picture myself involving myself in something as a competitive physical sport and not trying to win. And I think it's stupid to say that, and it's harmful to the players, honestly, because who the hell is going out there trying to freaking Tank. Oh, just so you know, it's Chapstick. And it's the same brand as that solid lotion. Because freaking Chapstick out here is clutch. Just like hoodies. Chapstick and hoodies, done. But I'm actually kind of excited. I'm kind of excited because I'm thinking that Tua is not going to do that well, and they're going to bench him, and that's what I'm excited for. I don't want to see. I think as much as I'm against going for a new quarterback, I think this is different. I think signing him from another team is different than drafting a new young quarterback, even though he's on the younger side. I just don't see it as, we got this freshman rookie quarterback and we're throwing him out there like, what's his name on the freaking Carolina Panthers. We're not doing that either. So Zach Wilson will only come in. If Tua isn't doing bad, that's not the same as signing as a rookie and throwing him out there. It's, he's already played in the league. So sit him, have him watch, and if something happens, then we're good. If not, then hey, we got a good backup. If we win with Tua, then if we're ahead at the end of the season, Zach Wilson could come in to play a couple games if we're going to win the AFC. We got to beat the Bills, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the receivers are good with Zach Wilson and they can outscore the other team, then we can win. Because the defenses were, I don't know what I think they should just go more offense. Try to amp that up and just outscore the other team. I think would be a good strategy, but then you're going to have to beef it up for the Super Bowl because you're probably going to go against the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the NFC is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, but I'm as a Dolphins fan, I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of looking forward to it, and even if the struggle is real, I'm looking forward to the growing pains. But I think that. I think that we're looking good. That we're trying to have a good backup plan because that's what we obviously need is a good backup plan. So Tyreek, you gonna be on that hill with us, or you be clowning around in the trenches? And yeah, we beating the Bills. We go on at least 1-1 with the Bills. If Tua loses against the Bills, that might be when he gets benched. If he loses,
I hate to break it to you, he's not going to get benched for play. The only way Tua's getting benched is injury.
Okay.
And I'm willing to bet $100 do a $100 charity bet on that.
What did I say the other night? I made a bet. I forgot what it was.
But this is a charity bet, so
yeah.
If Tua does not get benched because of injury, then you put $100 to St. Jude. This is my charity of choice. But if he does get benched, for poor performance, I'll put $100 in your charity of choice.
So if he gets benched, I'm saying he gets benched for not playing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. You heard it.
Okay. So you let me know what charity you want me to send the $100 to. But mine is
one of them out here. There's some local ones that I've given money to actually.
But mine is always St. Jude. I always send my money to St. Jude.
Why, may I ask?
Because all the money that you gave me goes to the patients.
You've seen that for yourself.
The kids that go to St. Jude don't get a bill, don't receive a bill.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 100% of that money goes to
When
the
I
hospital.
when I when I lived in Florida, the company I worked for, we did a lot of we did these certifications for these massive projects that people would donate for. And St. Jude was involved where you paid you bought it was a raffle. You paid for the raffle or something, and you won the house that was being built. And at the time, it was Las Vegas. They do one in Orlando, but it was St. Jude is who they were donating to.
By the
Like
way,
it was
Michael
St.
K
Jude,
is
like
coming to
on the
Seattle. Michael K is coming to Seattle, and he wants to know about the Crackport Foundation.
just go to Aurora Avenue.
I think they have a
Avenue.
branch. They have a branch in Buffalo. He frequents.
We'll call him Michael Crack. He'll be Michael Crack when he gets up here. Be like Michael K for crack, baby. So what we got next?
Let's see.
Oh.
The next on the item for bid, indoor golf.
So have you all seen it? Have you seen that indoor golf tournament thing where they like hit the ball from one air? Like it's like one is putting, the other one is like a trick shot.
No.
But
Have you ever played have you ever played is that anything like disc golf?
No. Disc golf is your basic disc golf is a frisbee.
Okay.
Where they throw it real hard and it like curves around and shit, and like they have to hit it into this this like metal container thing. It's like it's how like chains and stuff. But it's like it was like Tiger Woods was there and Rory is it McIlroy? I think it's Rory McIlroy is that European player. It was a whole bunch of like famous golfers, and it was just like a competition. It was almost like Flip Cup, but like golf. I don't know. It was kind of cool. I thought it was if I was going to go to anything golf, what I'm saying is if I was going to actually go to something golf related, that would be it. Because it was just a whole bunch of action. But when people are like hitting the ball from real far away to one other side, I'm good on all that. I don't even know. But this stuff was like, I don't know. I think it's just like a different skill. It shows it's because the skills that they were showing only happen in like, let's say a golf game is this long. The skills that they were showing only happen in like this part of the game of regular golf. And that's the only part that I actually enjoy. So I'm not going to a 4-hour golf game for the 20 minutes of stuff that I like. I'm good. But this was like all of that the whole time. So it was pretty cool. I forgot what it's called. It was like, I don't know, it's like indoor golf. It was like WFL or something, or in golf league or indoor golf league or GGL or GLL or something like that. It was I was like, yo, this is kind of dope though. They had like music playing and stuff. I was like, if it's got music and golf is related, like back in the Pro Bowl, the QB competition, to what were they like threw and hit something, or why'd they take that away? Now it's all the Pro Bowl's always been weird, but yeah, I think the QB competition would be better than the game. They should just get rid of the game. The game is stupid.
I remember when Tua was in the Pro Bowl, they had an accuracy competition, and I think he didn't do so well in the accuracy competition.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people were I don't know, but they that was the last. I think that was. I don't know if they had one last year because I don't really watch the Pro Bowl like that.
I don't either. I stopped watching the Pro Bowl a long time ago.
Especially now there's flag football.
I stopped watching the Pro Bowl a long time ago. It's just a corny thing now. It's all marketing now.
Yeah.
But the QB like Accuracy test would be cool.
Yeah, I think Pro Bowl should go to different. If they're gonna do Pro Bowl like flag football, they should at least go to different arenas in different cities, so people that could have that experience.
Yeah, because they do it where the Super Bowl is, right?
Or they do it in Orlando a lot of times.
Oh yeah. Actually, because I would be willing to go to one if it was maybe here in Seattle.
Yeah, just so you could
But like, I'm not flying to Orlando to go to that.
Yeah, I think different cities should because whoever's in the Super Bowl isn't going to.
They should bring back. So they got nowadays. They got where people are throwing people. They need to bring a Michael K pit where people see how far they can throw Michael K into a big thing of water or something.
Not far.
Like put a harness on them so like you could grab them like a duffel bag, spin them around, wham, boom. Like, dude, like totally spread out, dude, and just belly flop. Boom. Everyone hit the like button. But all good though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean that with respect. Like, I love the trolling, but I'd love to see the belly flopping too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can keep it going. You can keep it going all the way, like just straight belly flop. Boom.
Goddamn. Look at your wrist.
I don't know. It's big, strong dudes. It's like football dudes. So it wouldn't be that hard. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this is an idea. Have the Pro Bowler play in high heels, the flag football in high heels. Now that'll be if you could run routes in high heels, then you're a good receiver.
Yeah, but I don't know. If what happens if he trips? He's gonna tear his
and whatchamacallit, finally Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle won't be midgets.
You can't play football in high heels. I know a woman that would mow her grass in high heels, but she's mowing grass. She's not running on turf.
You forgot you got to switch the 8 and the 2.
Your new name should be Belly Flopper.
Belly
Flopper JA17, aka Belly Flop.
Yeah, if you're 218
at the Pro Bowl, the belly flop.
Yeah, you got to swap the 8 for the 1. No, damn 218.
The belly flop bowl, the BFB, and just show like this will be the symbols like on the splatter on Halo. The like if you got a bunch of splatters, you would get a medal for it, and so it was like the guy like out like this, and so that's what your symbol would look like, just a guy like just straight belly flopping. Just straight belly flopping. You know what I'm saying? Like a cartwheel. Sideways. All right, so what we got next? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
there you go.
We were talking the other night about who was it that they were thinking about hiring as a head coach? Who were we talking about? Oh, John Gruden. Him being back in the NFL. And so when I said that, no, it's because he's a clown, I think it was Cap said that the NFL is low on good head coaches. And I think that a lot of that is because of so much transition amongst coaches and players. And I think that greed has a lot to do with it. Like when the Ravens gave Joe Flacco all that money, they didn't do anything well with the team. Or there's lots of examples where a player got paid a lot of money and the team didn't win. Look at the Yankees. How much money they spend on players? And you have this change all the time of every season, every time that a team wins, all their coordinators go get different jobs and go play somewhere and go to another team. But it doesn't always pan out that well. And they're always chasing that next check or that next step instead of just staying where they're winning. And I just think that there's so much that we're starting to lose all because of money. It's just becoming the same old thing. Like, I don't want to hear that there's not enough people to be head coaches. I don't want to, like, what? What are you talking about?
So just to clarify, I like this subject that you're on right now. You're saying that because of the turnover and transition, it's ruining the NFL, especially with coaches specifically, right? And you think it has, I'm assuming based on the title, it has to do with the money that is available, right?
Between coaches and players. Just these max contracts and nothing happens with them. Like, it doesn't transition into championships.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. That's a good point. I just kind of, one thing that I go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Cap says that we're low on head coaches. So Bill Belichick didn't get a job in NFL. What's his name? The dude at he's a UFL head coach now. He was the head coach of the Sooners a bunch of times. Mark. What's his name? Mark
Zuckerberg.
Mark Stoops.
Oh.
Like or Jimmy Johnson. Is he too old to be a head coach?
Well, he officially retired from everything, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why aren't
yeah, good.
Why aren't more former players becoming coaches?
Why are they not, or why are they?
Why aren't they?
Well, they are technically, if you look at it.
So,
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, you look at Teddy Bridgewater. He became a high school coach, won a championship. He's probably going to go back to that. You look at Brian Leftwich. He went from being a quarterback to an offensive coordinator with Tampa, and now he's either an offensive coordinator or assistant head coach at Colorado, right? They also have Marshall Faulk there as their running back coach, and so on. So players are starting to become coaches, but I think what the issue is, it's not that we have a lack of coaches, because that's not the issue at all, right? I personally think that we're just in that transition period where we are moving on from the staple head coaches because we've had them for so long. Now the next generation are starting to transition in. And I think we're just in that lame duck period until that transition has been completed. That's what I think is really going on.
Well, also
there's definitely talent out there, and there's definitely a plethora of coaches. It's just a matter of, hiring the right guy. Go ahead, Shake. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. No, I cut you off. But anyway, listen. I think the another reason why you don't see too many former players as coaches as you the guys like Troy Aikman or Tom Brady. They're taking these cushy announcer gigs.
That's another thing, correct?
Yeah. Why?
Because they don't. Yeah, I mean, they travel around, but just
when
talking.
you just work once a week and pretty much make a good living.
I mean, it makes sense. You're under the pressure of NFL.
I mean, I guess, no, but I mean, you don't want to be decorated like Phil Jackson.
I don't think they care. Listen, they look like a head coach. I would say the average span of a head coach is maybe 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Because they go through so many head coaches versus you doing broadcasting. You could do that for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
I guess it also depends on the sport, because then if you switch it to the NBA, for example, you got players that are going from being the broadcaster and being very successful at it, mind you, now to becoming the head coach, like JJ Redick of the Lakers. He was a commentator and a specialist that they brought in every so often to comment, and he was very good at it, created a following, and next thing you know, he becomes the Lakers head coach. So I mean, it just depends on the sport and the situation. With the NFL specifically,
I can't believe.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can't believe Denver just fired their head coach, Mike Vrabel. It was just 2 seasons ago that he
Mike
won.
Vrabel, you mean somebody else?
Mike. Not Mike Vrabel.
The Nuggets head coach is who you're talking about, right?
Yeah. He just got fired.
Yeah, and right before the playoffs. Too.
Yeah.
I don't think they're out of it. They're not out of it, are they? I don't think they are.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mike, it was Malone. Malone is the last name.
He
Correct.
built that team.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. And it's not like he's had horrible seasons. They've been pretty good the last few seasons. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is right now. It's like
Mike Malone.
Yeah, Mike Malone. Correct. It's really interesting. I'm curious.
And then what's his name never got a job back in the NBA after he was the head coach of Golden State. Mark. He was Steph Curry's head coach before Steve Kerr was in there. Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's just so much influence. I think there's just a lot of influence on the NFL, on like just
Mark Jackson. I think
Mark Jackson. Yeah. He never got a job again. And I've even said it a bunch of times, and I'll say it again. The fact that Jim Tressel never really got a gig again as a head coach is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL should have gave him a chance. Like now he's like doing political stuff. It's like, no, go be the Gators head coach, dude. Go be the Gators head coach. Go be the freaking Dolphins head coach. No, yeah. I'll stick with who we got. I'm okay. I'm okay with the Dolphins head coach.
I don't
think he's that bad. I think it's just a work in progress. It's just a work in progress. But
yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, you also look at and I'll use this other team as an example. Ryan Day. Ryan Day has been rumored to have interest by several teams in the NFL to hire him, right? But he has said himself that why would I leave my dream job? He's getting paid top money,
and he's winning,
and he's performing too. It's not like he can't do the job. You know what I mean? He's winning it. He won a championship. The guy is 70-10 in the last 4 years.
And like the only losses all of his losses pretty much are championship games.
Yeah,
or Michigan, or
Michigan. Yeah, we can say that. But
it's like championships or Michigan, which aren't really that far off.
Yeah, I think with the TV deals and the money that's being made in college and some of these other levels, it's kind of like we can pay head coaches even more than the NFL can. What's the point? You know, what's the point of moving on when you can make
honestly,
money where you're at?
As honestly as the Gators having to go against Ohio State potentially in the future, I would be mad if Ryan Day left Ohio State. I'd be like, that sucks for Ohio State when a head coach that has won leaves. It sucks. Like when Urban Meyer left Florida, it sucked so bad. It's such a terrible feeling. It sucks.
Yeah, I agree. But I understand what you're saying. The greed of the game has kind of ruined it a bit. What's even worse is I want to say I read something just a few moments ago on Twitter where Roger Goodell has actually had conversations about getting rid of the cap in the NFL. Are you kidding me?
So it's gonna make it even. It's gonna make it even worse. They're gonna give They're gonna whatever.
That's even worse.
They're gonna give them. They're gonna give out billion-dollar contracts.
Yeah. Oh man.
and go all the way to the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
But we have a quarterback that's making $75 million a year. We almost made it. You know, the concession, you know, it's $14 for a hot dog. It's like $17 for a drink that comes in a plastic cup. Like, I'm forced to drink out of plastic unless I consume alcohol. But your quarterback is making $775 million.
Yeah.
You got at least you got, you know, waterless urinals in the stadium. You know, you're climate, you know, you're trying to be climate friendly, but you know, as long as you can pay someone that much money, like, it's cool, I guess. Jerseys are up, but not wins. It's like, what are we going to talk about? Because I'm not like, because I think it's lame. Like, it's like, all right, new headline, a quarterback just got signed for this much more money and then this much more money. It's like, oh, cool. Because team sports win when one player makes all the money. That's how team sports work. It's how team sports work. They gave Alex, what's his name on the Yankees, A-Rod, all that money. Oh.
I think they're still paying him, in fact.
Exactly.
I think they still
are. You know another person, his name was, what was his name? He was the head coach of Kansas, football at one point. He was also the head coach of Notre Dame, Charlie Weiss. Okay. Charlie Weiss has been getting paid from both teams for so long, and he did such a shitty job on both teams. It's like, stop with this shit. It's just crazy. Like, he did such a bad job. And he was still getting paid. Like, he was in another job doing a shitty-ass job, and he was getting paid from the last job that he did shit on. It's crazy. I make that money. That's all that matters.
So in 2022, there was an article that for the past 5 years, so that would make it from 2017 to 2022, over $800 million was spent on fired coaches and executives. That's almost $1 billion. It's its own industry almost.
All this full of stupid contracts that they shouldn't be giving out. I mean, if someone needs to get paid because, you know, they haven't, it's one thing, but like, that's so much money.
And can you imagine if the NFL adds salary coaches to the salary cap? Now, if you fire a coach, it goes against your cap. So it kind of deters them from firing and hiring coaches right away.
That's a good. I
mean, I guess I don't know. I don't sounds like it sound. I mean, it sounds like some might support.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Shake. This is what I think. If you can trade head coaches, which you can do, and draft picks are involved, they should count against that. That's what I'm going to say.
There you heard it, ladies and gentlemen, live.
I just think if you're gonna trade picks for coaches, like Sean Payton cost a first-round pick from Denver to the Saints, it did. That's how much that's what they had to pay. I think they should count against your cap. You know, maybe not a permanent thing, but maybe like a 1-year deduction off your cap, and then you get it back the following year. Maybe, I don't know. It's just something to think about.
I wish we had Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, John Elway. Freaking, what's his name? Bo Jackson.
John Elway was an executive at one point.
Bo Jackson. Who else? Let's get Danny Warfel out there.
Danny Warfel.
Danny Warfel. Tim Tebow.
We got Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey, remember?
Yeah, Ken Dorsey is definitely out there.
John Brantley. You know who John Brantley was, Shake?
Who's that?
He was the quarterback that Urban Meyer had his last season with the Gators.
Yeah.
I remember them saying he's an in the pocket passer. He's not a runner. He's not a runner QB like Tebow. I'm like, I'm great. I'm looking forward to this. It's fine, but it's like, why you got to talk about the dude that way?
Rex Grossman.
I don't remember. Yeah.
You know what? I kind of agree with you, Tonk, when it comes to you wish that former players became coaches. Could you imagine you have Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and then having people
Tom Brady,
Drew Brees, Tom Brady as coaches? That would be epic. That would be
dude,
the time.
I'm saying.
Oh, holy crap.
Dan Marino, John Elway.
It's just like, man. It's like, man, come on, make the game better. Have the best players being the representatives of the teams and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, what if Dan Marino won as a head coach? That's not the same as win as a player, but damn, that's still really good. I think it.
Yeah, but like I said, that listen. You have, like I said, with these TV contracts, forget about it.
Yeah.
So okay, but what did I say? What's this thing say on the TV on right there?
It has nothing to do with greed. It has to do with security.
But it does though.
Because you make more money as a head coach than you will an analyst. But at the end of the day, you have job security, and number 2, longevity.
But you can always go back to it.
Yeah, that's true.
You can always go back to it.
Here's like Warren Sapp.
JJ Redick, dude.
Look at Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp, he got fired because of his off the field issues, off the field issues, and he got fired as an analyst from ESPN. So what did he do? He fell back on coaching. He's with Dion.
Well, there you go. Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's with Dion. Yeah.
Here's the other
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb's a good one. Here's
Ray Lewis.
The argument though.
Ray Lewis.
This kind of supports what
Ed Reed. Ed Reed.
So
Ed Reed's a coach too.
So I understand that you think that it's not so much greed, it's more about security. I agree with that. But however, here's where it does have to do with greed. Let me just lay this out for both of you. Where it does have to do with greed, teams nowadays are about marketing, how much money they can make, not just off of their players and what's going on in the field. Now they've added layers to it. Now it has to do with head coaches. Can they market head coach? Can they keep this head coach as the face of their franchise? Yeah. We talk about Mike McDaniel being in the building at the Miami Dolphins, right? He has swag. The guy has a cool personality. The guy has this, that, the other, right? You look at other coaches that have been hired, like the coach that coaches the Texans. You look at coaches like the head coach of the 49ers, or you look at the head coach of the Rams, or you look at the head coach of Green Bay, or some of these other coaches that have just recently got hired, right? They're all young guys, easy to market, upcoming. Look at what's his name, Ben Johnson. I think the coach of the Bears, young, upcoming guy. Young. That's basically what they're going for. So it's all about how much can you market, because now the team doesn't just make money off the players; they make money off of everything.
Yeah, but Eli Manning would be marketable as hell. Peyton Manning would be marketable as hell.
Oh, I don't disagree. I'm just saying
John Elway.
Yeah,
everybody. Troy Aikman being interviewed after a game, everybody would be wanting to listen.
I definitely hear where you're coming from.
Steve Young.
I agree with what you're saying. I would argue the fact that greed is kind of ruining the sport because of that. I was agreeing with you.
There should be more incentive. There should be more incentive for, like Emmitt Smith. I mean, but dude, Ed Reed, he's already head coach, but good because, Troy Polamalu.
Actually, that's an interesting person you brought up. Did you guys watch the Pat McAfee big night out? Oh,
no,
you gotta watch it. It was really cool. They
I do if it's on ESPN, but I've just kind of been on a politics.
Oh, no. This wasn't on ESPN at all. This was on YouTube.
Yeah.
He had some special event, but he had like everybody and their mom was there. Wiz Khalifa showed up, Snoop Dogg showed up, and they performed. Jelly Roll was there, and so was Ernest, if you know who Ernest is.
The actor?
No, the singer Ernest. You never heard of Ernest? Oh, he has a brand new song with Snoop Dogg that came out. It's really good.
Okay.
I think he's talking about Ernest P. Worrell.
No, I'm not talking about Ernest P. Worrell.
I don't know. I don't know who that is either.
Hey, Vern.
Dude, I listen to all the music I listen to is still artists that I've always listened to. I don't really listen to anything new. And I never listen to the radio.
Yeah, it was really unfiltered, and everything.
But I do know who Jelly Roll is. But
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. You just have to watch it. It was pretty good.
So all right. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next one.
Oh man,
I might have to get up and get my my laptop charger. Hopefully, my computer don't die, or I can go to my phone.
All right.
If my computer dies. So, okay. So in another universe, in two other universes, one of them, I'm these people, Cap and I. And in another universe, Cap's uncles are these people. Because the stuff that these dudes do where they get men to thinking that they're talking to underage people, men and women, boys and girls. So, and then they meet up with the dudes and slap the shit out of them. And so there's this one I was watching where it reminds me of Cap so much. Oh my gosh. It reminds me of Cap so much. So the guy starts running and the guy goes, and it sounds like that character that Cap already does. He goes, a bit out running, huh? He's like, we got a pedo coming down. And the guy's like, help. We got a pedo here.
Are you talking about Johnny Sauces?
It sounds like one of those 1920s radio stations. I got a pedo coming on here now. Because growing up, like Cap's family is they're Irish and Italian. Well, he's Irish and Italian. So his family were either Irish or Italian. And so just let's say good old boys, right? But when I see them meeting up with these dudes and the stuff they say, I was like, this is Cap's uncles in another universe, because they would have an absolute field day if they were doing this. Like it's just the stuff they say, and it's just, I don't know. It's It's just crazy. It's super funny to me, but I don't know. Like, I would be terrified to even search the term, like naked baby or naked child or whatever people search to find stuff like that. I would be scared to even search that. So like people got a lot of audacity. Like there are some crazy people out there. And how many of them are there? It is a crazy world out there. Binge watch your kids. Some of the reason why I don't have kids is because of how serious I take being a parent. 100%. That's maybe 90% of why I don't have any kids yet. And there's a couple other reasons, but because I saw what my mom went through raising me on her own and all the challenges that came along with that. And so I always had a lot of respect for her and everything that she had to go through. And so that's why I always made sure that I would never, I wanted to, like, I took it as serious as she did. So binge watch your kids, because binge watching them is what my mom did to me. And it works. And so you don't get rascal dazzle trying to meet up with your kid, because the internet is everywhere. We didn't have the internet really. We didn't really have the internet like growing up. Not me. I had AOL by the time I was in like 9th grade or something like that. But that was like AOL with a landline. Like I was still around my bicycle. You knew where I was because my bike was in the front yard. So it's just different than the way it is now. So binge watch your kids. I will always support that. And when I meet new people, and I always try to motivate people to be better parents to their kids, because that's only going to make things better after that. My mom did a phenomenal job on me. And I'll always thank her for that. I'll always talk about her for that. So that's why I show so much love for my mom. But anyways, it's when I have my space, when I have my regular space back, I'm going to do another skit of the pedo hunters, because it reminds me of what Cap and I would do. So y'all have to wait for that one, because I just had knee surgery 1 month ago. 1 month and 6 days ago, I had knee surgery. So that's been some of the reason I haven't been back yet. Well, this is why I haven't started season 4 yet. But my place is kind of a mess because, I'm doing the best I can right now. And the best I can is not having the superest, cleanest house. You know what I'm saying? But I can come over here and sit here next to Spider-Man in Lincoln Park. You know what I'm saying? Even you can look. You got you got the Tobey Maguire, and you got the Andrew. I forgot his name. So what do we got next?
You bastards! You vicious, heartless bastards!
You know what's funny is like we don't use, I don't think any other country uses that word the same as people in, I think, the UK. I don't want to say England. I want to say maybe also like Ireland and Scotland. Because like that's like it's a term like if you don't have a dad around or whatever, but it was always because of like royalty. Like if like the king had a kid with somebody else, he was a bastard. So like you don't have that over here, but I don't know. We just don't embrace the word. Like we use it. I'll call someone a bastard, but it's just not the same as the way they use it.
Yeah, I actually think the way that people from the UK or Great Britain, if you want to call it, I think the way that they curse and how they try to insult people is really awesome, to be honest. So,
They like try to like hurt your feelings. You bastard.
But what's funny is I like how they refer to underwear as knickers. A pair of knickers.
Have you seen what they call cigarettes?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say that.
Do you know what they call a swimsuit?
I don't.
Costume. Go get your swim costume on. Yeah,
I met these chicks from England, and they were over visiting, and I made oatmeal, and she goes, "Oh, it's porridge."
I tell you what, this is the
she
true
said
statement.
It's porridge. I was like, I've never heard anybody say that word.
True. Hey, this is a true statement, though.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah, we don't. Not so much over here. Unless you've had, a few too many tequila spritzers, at Applebee's.
Joe Rist is requesting that you read out loud the comments now.
What? Budget. What do you mean?
So,
hey, we'll say it if you put it in a super chat. We'll say it.
Yeah, if you say it in the super chat.
No, I will not. There's no guarantee I will say it.
I'll say it. I'll do it.
You're right ahead. Y'all can say it, but you can't get me to say some things. I've gotten passes before on things to say.
Oh, say the word for SIGs. Well, if you
No, I am not. I'm not saying what the word for SIGs.
I already know what it means.
It's a pack of. Look it up.
We already know what it is. Yeah.
And I saw a commercial the other day. It
rhymes with drag. I'm gonna have a drag of a.
It was a commercial, and it showed it was like sausages. It was like you can get your 6 beep right now. How do they use that word? No, actually, you know how I knew that word was used is because a friend of mine, his mom is from England. And so she would tell him about, like, that's what her dad would ask for. Like, hey, I need you to go to the store. I need you to get me a pack of.
Actually.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
But, some people's last names are that whole word. So. Okay, so I was trying. So maybe next time I can have. I was trying to type out something maybe to read to do Finfo Wars, but I didn't know like what kind of skit to write.
But I tell you what, a British cursing was a pretty good topic.
Yes, the British nationalists are here, and they're cursing up and using words that would offend anyone. They want to brainwash you and think it's okay to use these, homophobic slurs as normal words.
Yes, it's French fries, it's French fries, not chips.
It's freedom fries.
Meanwhile, for $9.99, you can get all you can eat fries from McDonald's.
French fries was given to us by a globalist society named the French ambassador.
We don't believe in having queens.
And here at Dome, the Department of Miami Efficiency we have just implemented tariffs on Tua's party.
JC.
The reason why Tyreek Hill was being such a sourpuss was because he had tariffs implemented onto his curfew. We are investigating into that today. And while we're investigating into it, feel free to stop by the TFTG shirt to get all your favorite t-shirts. We need to get some stuff with Tonk 7 on there. But I think there's a reason that there isn't anything of mine on there yet.
Tonk Raphael says you need a chicken nugget.
For what?
I don't know.
What the heck does that mean?
I have no idea.
What the?
Maybe a 6-piece or a...
What does the chicken nugget have to do with it? Now you got me with the dinosaur shape.
With the dinosaur shapes.
Because one of the first things I ever wanted to be was a paleontologist. The Department of Miami Efficiency.
Paleontologist sounds like a scrotum doctor.
Actually, it is someone who digs up dinosaur bones.
I know.
I was a paleontologist a year ago when I went to LA. Well, I got to look into where they're digging in a site, which is almost the same thing because I understand what they were doing. You put a scientist, you put environmental scientist into a paleontologist dig pit, then he's a paleontologist.
Mm-hmm.
If you put me in space, I'm an astronaut.
Bone seekers. I love ladies.
Ooh.
Shout out to Raphael. What's going on, man?
Meanwhile, Buffalo Bills fans have too many phobias of too many genders, according to the chat.
Are they mostly? They're mostly. Does New York State turn red, or did it turn blue? It turned blue.
It turned green because they have too much mold and gangrene growing around because of the nationalist cabal that live there.
It turned green like north, like New York State. Turned green like Central Park. It turned green like that statue of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, if look it up, what they say about the Statue of Liberty. Have you seen that video?
I haven't seen it, but I heard about it, to be honest.
As a matter of fact, my wife has family in Rochester. I might be visiting.
Raphael Cartwright is asking for you to do a piece on the tragedy that's happening in Buffalo. He wants to know how many tables will be sacrificed in Buffalo this year.
Tables?
Yes, they have a pandemic going on where lemmings jump off a cliff and dive right into a table.
What's a lemming?
I don't know. Ask Michael K. He would know.
What, is that like a fan? Like a drunk fan?
You don't know about the Buffalo Bills fans, their tradition of diving onto tables?
Oh. Yeah, but I still don't get the joke.
So Raphael Cartwright asked how many tables are going to be sacrificed this year because they dive through tables, which have no idea why.
Well, we increased the structural integrity of the table, so they should be lasting a little bit longer. You're going to have to be pretty thick skull like Michael K to break these tables. Like Homer Simpson in that episode of Homer Simpson where he gets he's the boxer, Homer Simpson. He wins by just wearing out the other guy from just getting beat.
I remember that episode.
That's Michael K.
Damn, I'm not reading it, but read Joe Versus comment.
Yeah. That's another one for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Things that we say, but we're not really saying. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How much time do I got left on my laptop?
Joe Riss, I really think that is
21 minutes. Okay.
that is definitely a problem that's going on in Buffalo. Someone should investigate that. Not only do they actually use those types of objects in inappropriate places and throw them on the field, now women are starting to throw their best friends from their purse onto the field too. Batteries.
One of those people was mistaken for Michael K.
No, I don't think
they got the wrong competition done. They thought they were still doing the throw Michael K into the water. You weren't here for that one. You weren't here for that one, Ali.
You would need like
that was a Pro Bowl. That was a Pro Bowl game. Oh, this year at the Pro Bowl, we were introducing Michael K. Anomics.
See, I agree with Raphael Courtright. You need to do a piece on this. They throw a lot of plastic and rubber like Michael K into the river. Damn pollutionists.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. It's cold up there all the time, so they ain't got nothing else to do. Nobody's saying, hey, let's go to Buffalo. They're saying, let's go to Niagara Falls.
That's true. That's a pretty good point.
So you need to be the Niagara Falls Bills. That's where the next NBA team should go. Niagara Falls.
Don't they have like a G League team in Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls. Scenics. The Niagara Falls Scenics.
Oh, Joe Rist.
We got the Seattle Sonics and the Niagara Falls Scenics. SCENICS.
I have a good question that actually has to do with that subject because someone brought to my attention that Pittsburgh does not have an NBA team.
Oh, yeah, they don't have an NBA
team. Do you
team.
think that they should be considered?
No, actually, I think Seattle should get their team back.
I want Seattle no matter what. The Sonics need to get it no matter what. But I'm talking about another team. I like Pittsburgh having a team. I think that would be good.
Pittsburgh, or I said Cincinnati.
You know what? I'm looking at my man Raphael Courtright, Arizona. Do they have? No, my bad. They do.
No, they have Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, never mind. You're right.
Jason, no, I don't live in the 305, but thank you.
I'm trying to think of another team. Rhode Island is too small to have one. What about the Dakotas? Any of the Dakotas don't Dakota? One of the Dakotas deserve a sports team.
The Dakota, what's the mountain or what is Mount Rushmore? Dakota Rushmores.
The Dakota Rush. I like that better. Dakota Rush.
No.
Okay. All right.
By the way, Tucson, Arizona.
Actually,
New Mexico before Arizona.
Michael K. Yes, I do live in St. Lucie. However, it's not Florida's hub for fat women. That's actually Ocala and the Villages. I actually live in the hub for every New Yorker that tried to get out of New York. So,
and they think Orlando's the place to go.
I'm surrounded by New Yorkers.
No, that's Florida.
That's Florida, but they like to live in the Port St. Lucie area. Everybody I know is either from New York.
Well, over here, you could throw a rock and hit a New Yorker here in Port Charlotte.
You don't even need to throw a rock to hit it. You can just go to the Villages. It's definitely gross. Everybody hits it there.
No, you got to take a step. You got to go through Sun City.
In Boston, we got a lot of Bostonians here too.
Take you there to Golf Cart Central of the world. Sun City, Florida.
Yep. Yeah. We have a lot of New York and Bostonians.
Go to the Walmart there. Go to the Walmart there. You got more golf carts.
Joe Riss,
than Trump International.
I don't know if he still does, but Joe Riss lives around the same area. He could attest there's a lot of New Yorkers here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to the Yankee games when the Yankees are there and playing the Rays. There's more Yankee fans in the building. Dude, the Rays might lose. They might leave Tampa Bay. They might leave that stadium.
Really?
The Rays, yeah. St. Pete is having a contract issue with them.
Oh, that's
Well,
why.
they're not playing in St. Pete now. They're playing in Tampa somewhere.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because remember the stadium is the roof got.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't live there. I forgot, but yeah, they're not under contract, right? Or there's something happening where they don't want to sign, where the Rays declined the city's offer, and so St. Pete is almost saying we're just going to tear it down and get rid of the team.
Yeah, Michael K. I remember you telling me that. Yeah, the village is it's nasty up there, bro. I would make sure you bring hand sanitizer.
Ybor would be dope. Ybor's a dope city. They've done a lot of if I was gonna go hang out in Tampa, it would be Ybor. Or right there close to where the Lightning play. But Ybor City is pretty cool. It's real there's a lot of Cuban influence there.
Mm-hmm. I need to get over to the west side of the state. I have
St. Pete. You got to go to St. Pete, dude.
Yeah, I've never really visited outside of going to Busch Gardens. I really haven't gone on the west side of the state.
Oh man, you got to go to St. Pete, man.
I need to. Yeah.
If I move back to Florida, it's St. Pete or Miami.
There are a couple places I haven't been. I haven't been to St. Pete. I'd like to visit that. I would like to go to the Panhandle, maybe Ginny Springs, somewhere place like that. And also, I've never been to the Keys. I want to go at least once.
Yeah, you should go.
One thing about St. Pete though, when there's a hurricane, there's floods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing that sucks. Yeah, I heard about that.
Because it's a peninsula. St. Pete is a peninsula. Well, it's on a peninsula. So
it's the peninsula of the peninsula.
Yeah. So it gets hit really bad because the storm surge feels like it's like three ways. It's like 3 areas around it with storm surge. But St. Pete is a dope city. I miss living there.
Joris says the traffic can be brutal too. Good to know.
Yeah, you just gotta.
Especially if the bridge is down. Forget about it.
Yeah, I used to have to cross the Skyway Bridge a lot. I've crossed the Skyway Bridge so many times.
Yeah, when I have to go to the Tampa airport.
Let's see. So I got 11 minutes left on my laptop, so that's all we got for tonight. We'll go until my laptop dies.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, so hit that like button. Make sure to check out our store, and you can check out the conspiracy on why Tonk Seven doesn't have anything on the store. We're gonna check into the conspiracy. We think it's a globalist foundation that is trying to stop and sabotage Tonk Seven from entering the TFTG store.
Shout out to EM. What's up, EM?
Because literally Tonk is a card game.
Salute, EM.
that picture that Michael K has.
I heard that he also has it printed out in his wallet too. He carries it around, shows his friends.
He got it printed onto toilet paper. He ordered it off Amazon. Oh, I forgot to bring a product to show. Buy solid soap. Whatever kind of soap it is, buy it solid.
Why solid?
Because that's the most sustainable. That's most likely going to come in cardboard, and it doesn't have water in it, so therefore it has less preservatives.
Mm.
That's why.
So we out?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if y'all ain't got nothing, then thank you, everyone. So someone posted a thing that ranked the best dads, and it had Stan Marsh's dad. What's his name? Randy Marsh, Family Guy dad, Homer Simpson, the dude from Tommy Pickles' dad from Rugrats.
Al Bundy is on that list. She should be.
No, it was cartoons. It was cartoons.
Oh, never mind.
And then it was Hank Hill, and then some other guy. So it was hard, but for that list, I put Stan Marsh's dad, Randy Marsh, is number 1. Then Peter Griffin is number 2.
True that.
And then the Rugrats dad is number 3. Then Homer Simpson. Sorry, Homer. But if it's people, I don't know. That's a hard one. Al Bundy is definitely up there on top.
He's number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Bundy.
Yeah.
What about oh God, what was that one animated series? The guy's always talking about grilling. He works for a grill place, and they're all. What was it?
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. What was that?
Oh yeah, Hank Hill.
King of the Hill.
Hank Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also propane and propane accessories.
That was a good one.
No!
Yes. What's the other one you have over here?
What the? See, that's the type of. I'm gonna kick your ass.
That one. No. Them. Am I frozen or is that Tonk frozen?
No, Tonk is frozen. He probably his laptop finally died. We might have to shut it down for him.
All right. So good night, everybody. Peace. Yep.